You're doing well. Welcome to Cooped Up Live, should I say. It's been a minute since I've been here. I think Thursday, maybe Wednesday was the last day I was here. So it's been a while. I missed you so much. While we are waiting on folks to join, coopedup.com is my website. You can visit that at any time. I'm Cooped Up is my handle in all the social places. Would love a follow wherever you are, especially on the Instagrams. And wherever you watch or listen to this, it's on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, as well as rebroadcast in audio format on all the major podcasting platforms. Be sure to click the bell, subscribe button, whatever they call it, so that you do not miss a second of the fun. Hey, Mama, how you doing? I hope everyone had a good weekend. So I had Friday off, and then obviously the kids and Todd had Monday off yesterday. My children are still in school for 2.5 more weeks. Even all you people whose kids got out of school already, this is the only time of the year that I dislike the year-round school that we have. This 3-week window when y'all are all out doing fun shit and we're still in school. Meanwhile, 3 weeks ago we were in Mexico for a week, and then a month before that we had 2 weeks off for spring break, and then we had 2 weeks out. I'm not belly aching. I fully support it, but this is the hard sell part of it. This last 3 weeks. So I spent the weekend. There was a couple of things that happened this weekend. I have just felt like shit the whole weekend. And it's a combination of things. I promised, so in anticipation of us going to Janet Jackson this Friday night, it's an outdoor venue. It's going to be warm, all of that kind of stuff. Todd did not want a repeat of the Elton John experience, which if you have not heard that story, that's a story for another day. But basically, it's my ADHD medication interacting with too much alcohol in a very hot space. It was not a pretty sight. Let's just say Todd could hear Elton John from outside as I was passing out and yakking my guts out. But so I promised him I would go off my ADHD medication for the week leading up to the thing. Girl, it's the first time I have not been on them since I got on them back in October, whenever it was. I did not realize how much energy they give me unnaturally. It says non-habit forming, but based on the way I have felt the last 3 days, it very much is a way of life. Let's just put it that way. It may not be a habit. It's just a preferred way of life. And so I felt like kind of down because of that. It also, I didn't realize how much it hides the after effects of alcohol use also, because I've not had a hangover one day, even including the Elton John experience. I've not had a hangover one single time since I've been on ADHD medicine for the last 6 months or so. 7 months. And I did not realize that even now, a little bit of alcohol, when I'm off the medication, I'm like feeling it at night and I'm feeling it in the morning and all that, because I've been having headaches. And then add in all the allergies that are going around, and then just the desire to be outside, which of course I was. I've just not felt well the last few days. I just kind of feel like my strings were cut. I have not napped more. I'm a terrible napper. I've taken more naps in the last 4 fucking days than I have probably in the last 6 to 8 months. It's crazy. Todd at one point was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yes, I just feel like, it's fine." Check my blood pressure. It was okay. All that stuff. And I wonder, part of it is I wonder if my blood pressure did drop some too, because the ADHD medication, I take one called, what is it called now? I can't think of the name of it. Quellbury is the name of it, and it claims to be a non-stimulant, but it still can raise your blood pressure and all that kind of stuff. So I'm wondering if just my body was like, wait a minute, we like that little extra turbo boost that you got every morning from this pill, and now you don't have it. Yeah, so I was kind of that. And then Todd, so here's the thing with similar but different subject. If a Koch, and this includes my in-laws, who I love dearly, and Todd's sister as well. If a Koch ever tells you this is going to be a chill day, or we're going to take it easy, or we're just going to relax, do not believe them. Do not ever, ever, ever believe them. Because all that means, and if Todd's listening to this, I'll tell him this too. And if my in-laws are listening, I'll tell them this too. All that, if they say taking it easy in giant air quotes, if that it comes out of their mouth, that means that the weekend is only going to be half as backbreaking as it normally is. The Koch people love some manual labor. They love some yard work. We are the only people in Dallas, I'm sure, who have a yard guy who's not allowed to touch the grass. Todd mows and leaf blows and weed eats. It's his like therapy, like his, which good on him. That is fine by me, right? But also, Todd believes that anything that he is involved in, suddenly all of us need to be interested in it too. So if he is working on resetting the patio for summer, which I admit is a good task to be done, but resetting the patio for summer means moving all the furniture off the patio, means power washing the patio. It means replacing plants and planters that may not survived the interim, or putting new stuff or rearranging things, moving all the furniture back onto the patio. All of these things. Like that doesn't sound relaxing at all. That doesn't sound like taking it easy, does it? So anyway, there was a lot of that this weekend. It also included, so we still had roofing materials on our back patio, like out by the pool deck, that were kind of blocking the way because we're having a little mini roof added over the trash cans, and we're using the same materials, which is why they haven't gone into storage yet. But anyway, all that said, we had to fucking move those too. So moving roofing materials was on the list of things to do while taking it easy. Check. Move furniture. Check. Move a big ass teak, heavy as fuck outdoor dining table. Check. Move it twice because you got to put it back. Check. Yes, all of these things. So yes, that was a big part of the weekend as well. While we were taking it easy. Yeah. Todd's parents, God bless them, they are pushing 80 years old. They will be 80 very soon, like this year, I think, later this year, maybe next year. I may be aging them just a little bit. But so they'll be 80 very soon. They still mow the bulk of their multi-dozen acreage of land in North Carolina. They still weed eat everything, push mower the stuff closest to the house, tractor mower everything else. Like, I mean, this is how you don't die, basically. I mean, you don't sit down, you don't get lazy. So I get it. Like, this is why Todd's people live forever. Todd's grandmother was like a gazillion years old when she died. Like, all these people just keep going and going and going. And my people are lazy as fucks, as evidenced by my sister chiming in here saying, if we say we are taking it easy, I may not brush my hair or get out of my PJs. Yes, Monica got into her PJs on Friday. I think they came off yesterday morning. Is that correct, Monica? And then y'all went shopping, right? I will say that I did escape part of it. And Todd was, even though I was very clear leading up to this, I'm going to get in trouble for this episode. I can already tell you. I was very clear that one of the things that was going to happen this weekend is that we were going to go see the new Little Mermaid. And I wanted to see it. The kids wanted to see it. Todd had zero interest in seeing it. He doesn't recall. I think he's seen the first one, the original one, once ever. It is such an integral part of like my teenage years. I have seen that movie so many times I could recite it. I know all the songs. I can tell you what the next song is. All of this, right? He had only seen it once with the kids like a million years ago when I kind of forced everyone to watch it. So, but we wanted to go see it. And so I booked it, what day? Sunday morning to do it. And I told Todd, I was like, we're going to see The Little Mermaid. This is it. We're going to go see it. You don't have to go with us. It's fine. He's like, no, I'll choose to power wash the deck. Well, so we go see The Little Mermaid. We get done with it. Walk out, and I'm already getting texts. When are you going to be home? I need your help. When are we going to be home? I'm like, we're going to go eat lunch now. Okay, so we went to Taco Deli, had a quick lunch. When are you going to be home? I need your help. When are you going to be home? Get home. He's acting all fucking huffy that we have not been around to help him with his take it easy day. I'm like, you knew that this was on my agenda for things to do this weekend. Oh my God, I'm spilling all the beans. Anyway, So The Little Mermaid was cute, by the way. It was very well done, beautiful. We saw it in 2D. Claire did not want to see it in 3D. She doesn't like wearing the glasses. I kind of wish we did see it in 3D. I think it would have been more beautiful. Because again, anything under the water is great. Like The Way of Water from Avatar in 3D was like so much more significantly beautiful and all of this than the 2D version. We saw both, like same week. We saw it once in 2D, and I was like, bitches, we're going back to see it in 3D. I love it. Fantastic movie also, by the way. But so The Little Mermaid, we saw it in 2D. It's beautiful. Characters are great. The singing is wonderful. The storytelling is great. It's done very beautifully. I cried a few times during it. Just like I cried because I'm happy. It's like visiting an old friend again and crying when you see them, right? Like I did the same thing. I cried through almost the entirety of Beauty and the Beast when it was out. I didn't do it on this one, but I cried a few times. Because there's a like just revisiting it, first of all, is great. And then just the way that they have reimagined things in real life that you saw in the animation and that you've known as like her cavern where she keeps all of her who's its and what's its galore. You want thingamabobs, I got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. Yeah, that scene, beautiful room. Ursula was well done by Jenny McCarthy. I'm not Jenny McCarthy, Melissa McCarthy. Jenny's cousin, Melissa, not Jenny. But it was just really well done. There's a couple of new songs. There's 3 new songs that I could count in it. There's one where Eric sings about trying to find her. There's one where she sings about being heard or not heard or something like that. And then Scuttle, the seagull, is played by Aquafina. And there's this little rap called the Scuttlebutt, and it is so cute. Anyway, but it was a great movie. It's a little longer. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes long. So the original, I looked it up. The original is about 90 minutes long. Really fast paced. It's a little bit longer. I don't feel like it ever felt long. It's the most surprising thing is it's like 15 minutes into it before you get to the first song. But and that's I Want to Be Where the People Are. My gosh, by the way, we went where the people weren't, surprisingly, because I looked, our normal theater, Cinepolis, which is completely empty at all times, booked solid. The entire every showing that I looked at was booked solid. And we ended up going to the shitty Alamo Draft House, which used to be one of my favorites, but it is so run down now. But it was still great. We saw it there. And what else? What else was I going to say about that? Oh, they did pay homage to a lot of the iconic scenes. So her pushing up on the rocks and the splashing coming behind her, I thought was great. The when she gets her legs and she comes out of the water and throws her hair back, kind of Bo Derek style, that was great. All of that. David is asking which one. The one in the Cedars, the original one here in Dallas. It used to be my favorite, and it's just they let it go to pot. The seats are all torn up, all that kind of stuff. Oh, you like my shelf space? Off topic. Yes. This is just a bunch of things about me. My love of Dolly Parton, my love of Oprah, my love of Whitney Houston, Mickey Mouse, the Golden Girls. That's Whitney. That's Selena. That's Miranda Priestley, a movie, Devil Wears Prada, that I will watch every time it's on. All of that kind of stuff. This pig I got in Germany when I lived there in high school. So anyway, so it's all just little things. I'm the only one who has bookshelves with no books on it, though. Makes me sound real smart, right? And my mother, she had a busy day, mowed the front yard earlier today. Cordless push mower. I like those. Eric is saying, I moved to a high rise in the big city, so I'll never have to mow another lawn in my life. I don't mow lawns either. I don't even know how to turn on our. We have 2 lawnmowers. We have a tractor and we have a push mower. I could probably figure out how to turn on the push mower because you just pull the thing and it goes. And we use that for the upper lawn and the back because we can't get the tractor up there. But the tractor one, Todd just drives it around. It's way oversized for the size of yard we have. But he enjoys it. It's one of the first things he bought when we moved into this house back in 2008. So, It's nicely balanced. Oh, thank you, David. What a wonderful compliment. I keep adding stuff to it. What you're missing is there is just a total wreck of stuff right behind me, though. That's my stacking area. Um, what else? Oh, I went to Walmart today. Just in other news, I just haven't, because I'm not on ADHD medication, I have no ability to concentrate. And if I feel like shit, I might as well go do something shitty. So I needed to go pick up a couple of things. And I knew Walmart had exactly, normally I wouldn't go there, but I knew they had exactly what I was looking for because I saw something on TikTok. I wanted this like wicker, this little outdoor wicker caddy that normally people would put like forks and knives and napkins in for like outdoor picnics and stuff. I saw it on TikTok. This guy I follow named Conrad Preston, or is it Preston Conrad? Whatever his name is. It's like that. Conrad with a K. You know how much I love that. But he had it, and I was like, oh, that would be great for sunscreen and bug spray by the pool area. Because here's the thing: is I have like 15 kinds of sunscreen that I like to put on, and so I normally just kind of bring them all out in a pile. So I started putting them in a Ziploc bag. But you know what is the most unglamorous thing you can do when you lay by your glamorous pool is whip out a big old Ziploc full of sunblock. So I got this little kitchen caddy. It's like $8. It was super cute, from the Better Homes and Gardens collection, which P.S. thumbs up to Walmart for that Better Homes and Gardens collection. Did I actually go inside Walmart? I did. So I timed it because I thought that a Tuesday at like 1 o'clock, 12:30 or whatever would be a safe bet. So and it was fine. And I used because we're Walmart Plus members, so that we get like free shipping and all that kind of stuff. You can do scan and pay. So you just scan it on your phone as you're putting it in your cart. And then when you go up, you just take a picture of a barcode. You finish the checkout thing. You don't even have to scan things or anything. It makes it so much easier. So, and then I just grab a fistful of bags, and then I bag my shit on my car trunk, which is way better than doing it under the pressure of people waiting in line behind you. So, anyway, yeah, Walmart Plus, I'm fancy. Yeah, you know me, Miss Bougie, Walmart Plus here in the house. Interesting thing that I have seen a lot in the news is that Elizabeth Holmes from Theranos, you know, the woman who conned everybody out of $1 billion, I believe, for this technology that she claims there's a whole show on it. It's called the Dropout, I think is what it's called. Anyway, so Elizabeth Holmes, you know, she's got to go to prison for, I think it's 11 or 12 years. And they assigned her to a prison here in Bryan, Texas. So down, like my mom lives in College Station or Bryan, one of the two. It's down there though, near Texas A&M. And it's this minimum security prison in Bryan, Texas. I think it's women's only, and it's just it's like what Martha Stewart went to. It's not all that high. I think I read that it didn't even have fences. Like it's just kind of like, they hope that you stay, that kind of thing. But there's been a lot of scuttlebutt about her going there. And they talked to I don't know if it was Dallas Morning News or Wall Street Journal. I read it in one of those two papers this morning, that the prisoners and the staff are actually, there's a lot of chatter and excitement about Elizabeth Holmes showing up. And that someone who was recently released from there said that suddenly a book about her showed up in the prison library, all that kind of stuff. And people have said that they want to be her friends. There's other people who are like, that bitch got treated better than anyone else, which if you're at a minimum security prison, you probably got treated pretty well already. So I'm like, maybe let's pump the brakes on the unfair treatment accusation if you're already in one of these things. But interesting things I learned. So a lot of people want to be her friend. I didn't realize that her pregnancy, she got charged and all of that. And between being charged and the trial, she got pregnant. And she had met this guy as she was being charged and ended up getting married to him also. This is all like, why would you marry that guy? Or why would that guy be interested in her? That's a whole other thing. But so she got pregnant leading up to the trial. So in between the trial and the charging and the trial, she had a baby. Then she went to trial, and then between the verdict and the punishment, I guess, whatever they call it, where they tell you what your punishment is, she got pregnant again, and then she just had the baby, and the baby's like 3 months old now. Now the mom Elizabeth is going off to jail for like 11 to 12 years. If you're going, Monica's saying, if you're going to commit a crime, do federal, not state. Exactly. These federal prisons are nice. But the interesting thing to me is like, I wonder like the thought process about the pregnancy timing. Like I'm normally one to not question people's motives about when, where, how they have children, whether they do it via nature, surrogacy, adoption, or whatever. If you want a family, you get a family, you get a family, you get a family. Like I am all there for that open choice, all that kind of stuff. And if you don't want a family, I'm very open to that choice as well. But here's my thing on that. She has a history of manipulation and all of that kind of stuff. So the fact that she got her pregnancy seemed just really strategic to me, because I can't imagine, especially the second kid. I can't. So the one that came between the verdict and the sentencing. Thank you, Eric, for clarifying that that's the word that I was looking for. So that one in particular seems very strategic to me. Like maybe they'll go easier on me because I'm a new mother. Maybe they will delay stuff, which I believe they probably did, because I am pregnant. Maybe they will do like it felt very manipulative, because how much of a relationship can you possibly imagine having with your children if you're going away to prison for a dozen years? Like, and I assume on good behavior. I think that my experience with people in prison, which I do have experience with that, I can get more into that in private conversation, but is like for every 2 days you're good, you get like 1 day off your sentence. There's some formula. That may not be the exact formula. It may be like 3 days and you get one off, something to that effect. So she may end up serving only 7 or 8 years, right? And by then her kids are 9 and 7, right? That sort of thing. So there's that, but it just feels very manipulative to me. She'll be out in 5 probably, is what Eric is saying. Yeah. So her kids will be 5. You know, maybe you can reestablish her. I mean, they'll be able to see her. I mean, I assume that, so she is near her family in Houston. She was raised in Houston. I believe her parents live in Houston, all of that kind of stuff. Her dad worked for Enron and was part of the big layoffs and stuff when Enron went up, and it like upended all of their finances, all that kind of stuff. So they're really close, because it's only like an hour and a half from Houston. So there, but I believe her husband and kids are in the San Diego area now. They've been living there for a while. They're actually from Silicon Valley, up near San Francisco. But my guess is that they'll probably move out to the Houston area so they can see her as often as possible. That might soften it for the kids. So, but I was listening just randomly a couple of weeks ago when we were coming back from my niece's graduation in Stephenville. There's this podcast I like to listen to called "I've Had It." You've probably heard of it, or heard me talk about it. It's hilarious. And I like it when I'm in the car for a bit. I'm normally not able to listen to podcasts because I'm not in the car for more than a few minutes. But I've Had It, and they always have this one like game that they play with their guests, and it's always some random thing. But in this case, the game was, what's that game? Marry, Fuck, Kill, I think is what it is, or Fuck, Marry, Kill, that sort of thing. And basically, they give you 3 people's names, and in this case, they gave them Elizabeth Holmes, Melania Trump, and Marjorie Taylor Greene. And you have to decide which one you would marry, which one you would fuck, and which one you would kill, right? Like that's the sort of thing. And they didn't make this up. This is like a long time like game that people play on things. And this comedian, he had a very good point. He was like, I would marry Elizabeth Holmes because she's, and they were like, really? Even being a criminal and all that kind of stuff. And they're like, yeah, she's the kind of girl who gets shit done. She's the kind of girl that you can always count on to try her best to make it happen. Now, she may commit fraud in the process, but as long as you stay out of it, you're okay. But that was a very good point he made. He was like, she's always going to come out back on top. And this isn't the last we've seen Elizabeth Holmes. She will be famous someday. She will be a business like tycoon of some sort at some point, I assume, unless she's been banned from that sort of thing, which I don't know if you can do that. And then he said, fuck, he said Melania Trump. He said it would probably be so boring, that she would be so disinterested in him. And obviously that's not her interest in life anyway, based on her current marital status. And then kill, it was Marjorie Taylor Greene, which hopefully Facebook does not see this in the captions and think I am like threatening her in any way. This is not me talking. Facebook, don't come after me. But MTG is the one that he said, and I think it's pretty obvious on that, unless you are a big time supporter of the crazy bus. Yeah. So, what else? Oh, I was reminded today, I got a couple more. Oh, another thing I did this weekend, 2 more topics real quick, is I used 3 bottles, maybe 4 bottles of Cutter, which is just straight up poison that you hook up to your water hose and spray your yard. For some reason, this has become, I did it one time a million years ago, and this has become the assigned task of Cooper Koch. And I don't mind it, but because of all the things to do, I'm just spraying shit on the lawn. It's the only thing that works. Everyone's like, don't you worry about the ladybugs. Don't you worry about organic stuff. And I'm like, you know what? When it comes to Texas mosquitoes, I don't fuck around. I am not going to mess with that. And also, the alternative is me spraying pesticide directly on my skin to keep them from biting me. And then even that doesn't work. The mosquitoes are so crazy that if you spray like all of your arm, but you miss this much spot, they're just pinging on you until they find that spot, and then they suck it out of you. And I've got a daughter who is allergic to bug bite or mosquito bite specifically. They turn into like these hard, it's like kernels of corn under her skin. It's the worst. And then the other thing I was reminded about, I'm going to tease this and then we'll talk about it more when I have results of this. I was telling Monica about it earlier, is that a million years ago, like maybe a year or 2 ago, I was somewhere. I don't even remember where I was. I was in a parking lot though, and I was getting out of the car, and there was this guy of Middle Eastern descent. I believe he said he was Iranian. He was there with his family. They were in a Porsche Cayenne. They had the hazards on, all that kind of stuff. And the guy was borderline, and he was kind of a buff guy, but not well-dressed, clean cut, all this kind of stuff. Obviously in a Porsche Cayenne, as I said. And he was on the edge of tears. And he came up to me and he's like, we are here on vacation and our wallet was stolen. I thought I would be able to make it to the bank or something like that to be able to figure things. They weren't from America, so they did not have American bank accounts. So they weren't Iranian just by heritage. They were Iranian by like, we're visiting here from Iran or something to that effect. Although I don't know if you can actually do that, but something. This is, keep in mind, it was a couple years ago. I've had a few drinks since then. But, and so this guy, and he's just like, I don't know what to do. Can you drive me to a place where I can get replacement traveler's checks, all that kind of stuff? And I was like, I cannot do that. I'm not going to drive you somewhere. I was like, but here is, I pulled out my wallet. I had $20 in it. I said, here's $20. Maybe you can go get some gas over there. And it would have been we weren't like in a gas station parking lot. He had to work at it a little bit, but I was like, you can get some gas, blah, 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 blah. It's like, I really, really need you to drive me to the ATM to the American Express traveler's office or whatever. And I'm like, I'm really, really not going to do that. You are a stranger. I do not know you and all of that kind of stuff, but I want to help you. And so I gave him the money. And he started to almost cry when I gave him the money. And I couldn't tell if it was crying because he was frustrated that I wasn't helping him in the way he wanted me to, or that I was helping him at all. But after he said thank you, and then he took a ring off of his finger and put it into my hand. And I said, I want you to have this. And I was like, I know you don't need to give me anything. Like, I hope that if I was in your situation, someone would help me. And he was like, and he said something to the effect of, it would be in my culture, it would be insulting if you did not accept my gift or something to that effect. So I took the gift, got in the car, and then I put it in the glove box, right? Probably also insulting, just throwing it in the glove box, and have not thought about it a day since then at all, at all. And he was like, it's a gold ring, it's worth more than the money you gave me, all that kind of stuff, right? And so I had just literally not thought about it in forever. I was looking through my glove compartment over the weekend and found this ring. And Todd looks through my glove compartment all the time. He's looking for like the owner's manual or what's rattling or whatever. I'm surprised he hasn't seen this thing and been like, Cooper, why the fuck do you have a men's ring in your glove compartment? Like, what kind of shit are you up to? But I found it and I was like, oh, I totally forgot about this. And it looks like it almost looks like a yearbook or a senior class ring, like a signet. It's got some sort of eagle with stuff on the top of it and on the sides of it. It's not like it doesn't have a jewel in it. It's all golden. I don't know if it's gold, which is why I'm calling it golden. But I'm like, I wonder if gold is at an all-time high, isn't it right now? Maybe this is like the universe, Oprah, God, Jesus, the Dalai Lama, whoever saying, Cooper, go to the gold. And the prosperity gospel, isn't that what they call it? Maybe I need to take this thing in. I don't even know how to tell if it's real gold. Like, I just need to Google that. Like, how do I know if it's really gold? Is it magnetic or not? Is there a chemical I can put on it? I don't know, like, without ruining it, obviously, to be able to tell if it's real gold or gold plated or whatever. So I don't have my hopes up high, but if I can take it somewhere and get $20 plus the gas money back, like, that may be worth it. Who knows? I may have thousands of dollars of gold in my glove compartment and not even realize it. Who knows? So I probably need to get it appraised. I wouldn't even know where to go for that. That's the other thing. I don't even know. Literally, I don't know. So I need to look it up because I don't want to just walk into like Cash America Pawn and be like, hey, will you buy this? And they're like, yeah, $40. And it turns out it's worth thousands of dollars. So I probably do need to do that. Alrighty, well, that's all I've got. Let me look through the comments, make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think I did. Apologies for the Koch family if you take offense at anything I said. It was not my intention. You know, I like to poke fun, even as y'all are breaking my fucking back. But alrighty. Well, I will be here tomorrow. I will not be here Thursday. Claire has some testing that she needs to have done before the end of the school year. So, but I should be here the rest of the week. And with that, I'm going to say bye. I love you. It's important to know you were loved. I love that you watched this. Thank you so much. I always miss you when I'm not around. Monica, I will answer the scale question tomorrow. I will put that on my list right now. Did I buy a new scale? Okay, there we go. Take care of yourself. Don't should yourself to death. No good comes from should. And I'll see you tomorrow at 4:30 for another episode of Coop Up Live. I did that wrong. Cooped Up Live, should I say. Talk to you later. Bye. Why is my mouse not working? There we go.